What's going on, y'all? It's Kalen. We live at Birdland. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Kalen. We live at Birdland Records for Vinyl and Vibes. We're going to be bringing y'all a whole bunch of new conversations while I'm digging through the crates with some of the up-and-coming artists here in the DMV. And today, we got PG's very own Olumide. All right, my man. I'm glad to have you on today for Vinyl and Vibes, bro. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. Appreciate you, inviting me out here. This is exciting.
Come on now, you
Where we
already
at
know.
today?
Look, we out here in Birdland Records,
All right.
early in this morning. Speaking of morning, what's the first thing you do in the morning?
Shoot, first thing to do in the morning, brush my teeth. That's for sure, though. But besides that, make me a little bowl of oatmeal, try to figure out how my day gonna go, and start some music up. It all depends on the mood, though. But I might start with some R&B, start with some hip hop.
All right, man. So where we
Hang out
hailing
over that
from?
day.
Where are we hailing from, bro?
Oh, I'm from Riverdale, Maryland, PG County, Maryland, representing that, DMV, but PG County particularly. And that's where I was born and raised.
All right, all right. So who influenced some of the early sounds you were listening to growing up?
So it was interesting because my parents really only played like Nigerian music growing up. So, I'm first generation. So a lot of the music background I got came from like my oldest sister. She used to have CDs delivered to the house. I forgot whatever that service was back in the
Oh,
day.
that's crazy. Wait, what year are we talking?
Man, this gotta be like the 90s, maybe like late 90s, early 2000s. You remember like it's not Sam Giddy, but like it was some store around the way. But anyway, I think they used to do commercials and you could get like maybe 36 CDs a month.
Yeah,
If you wanted
the
to
late
keep it,
night commercial
yeah,
joints. Yeah, call it 1
yeah.
800. Yeah,
If you wanted
yeah.
to keep it, they charge you for it. If not, you send it back. But that was like your new release Friday almost, and keeping up with all the latest releases. But yeah, a lot of the stuff I came up on probably came from her.
Hey man. All right. So who were some of the early artists that kind of caught your ear and stuck with you?
Man, that's a good question right there. So we like in the R&B section right now. I would say Usher for sure. I
Okay.
got to see if they got that on there. We got the U's. Yeah, we gonna check that out.
Okay.
Damn, like Jagged Edge. Shoot, you taking me back on a time machine right now. But Michael Jackson, of course.
Okay.
It's endless. Whoever was really popping at the time, because mainstream was almost all we had to refer to. If you ain't watching like the box, remember that joint with the music videos?
Oh,
Even like
you talking about video music box? We going
nah,
that?
it was just called the box.
Oh,
Like
we
I think,
talking.
yeah, I don't know what channel it was, but yeah, like even Montel Jordan right here. How we do it.
Oh,
This is how we do it.
what you know about the how we do?
Just a little bit. It's particularly that one record. But like even to this day, you play this anyway, you're gonna get that party started, party jumping.
For facts. Facts. Man, I didn't have that thing running so many parties. I think that's damn near runner up to Swag Surf. And we being honest, that's Swag Surf for old folks. I'm not even gonna hold you. Dudes before my kings.
Right about that, yeah, because that ain't going nowhere no time soon.
You get what I'm saying?
People
Shout out to
still
my
to
folks
this
for
day.
401ks, man. Shout out to y'all. Y'all play some good, wholesome music. I like that. Y'all
Yeah.
care about the needs. We need that. All right, so let's get back into your DMV background. What is something you would say a true DMV native cannot just have no clue about and claim to be from the DMV?
Oh man, of course, I would probably say that go-go for sure though, because it's interesting because go-go is so heavy around here
Mhm.
that might be the upcoming or first experience to music for a lot of people. But even you got like Marvin Gaye, for example,
Ooh,
DC's own.
I'm not gonna hold you. That Marvin Gaye go crazy, man. Southeast home.
What we got right here, Trouble Man.
Look,
Shout out to Marvin.
look, that intro joint, that Trouble Man song alone, that joint stand the test of time. I ain't gonna hold you. That what's going on joint. That's
Oh,
probably like top tier right there. I ain't gonna hold you.
it was something that was on social media. Somebody made it a playlist. It was like why was Marvin Gaye so curious? All his songs was like questions. What's going on? Where we at? What's happening?
My boy was a teller of the future, bro. He was Negro Dominus. You know, we need folks to be telling the future, man. But they took him out.
It's unfortunate. But you know, yeah, nah, he is a staple, you know, growing up in the area. Dang, you know, it really depends because you're like 80s, 90s, you know, they was listening to like different type of music, but me being born in the 90s, it's kind of like either you was mainstream or your ear was just like only go for real. And I would say like DCPG, not even the whole DMV, because you go outside of that area, it's going to change up for sure.
So who would you say was the first up and coming rapper that you saw firsthand come up and really make some noise out of the local scene?
Oh man. Now I know about what's his name? Tabby Bonet. Put Me in a Pocket. And I think that was the first joint that really popped up out of this area. And they're gonna crush me for this, but of course, like, you know, for like my generation, maybe.
Yeah.
Of course, Wale. You can't even deny that.
Yeah. Everybody done seen Wale's impact. He's still going strong. I'm not even gonna hold you. All right, so
Lenny Kravitz, greatest hits. Who don't know some Lenny Kravitz? Oh, they ain't got that Fly Away on here. Yeah.
Again, shout out to my brothers with 401ks. This all you, brother. This all you.
401. Got hip. You got me hip actually to K Tronado.
Look,
I think we was playing that in my man Abel crib a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
His latest release. I was like, let me start adding this to the playlist because it's a different vibe for sure.
I'm trying to tell you. All right. So, one last DMV question I gotta ask you, which I'm gonna personally go for it.
All right.
What would you say you would have to keep and do without? Nike boots and New Balances. Which one gotta be kept and which one gotta go?
You know what? I ain't never really been a New Balance type of person, so I'm gonna keep Nike boots, and the New Balance can go with me personally. But I'm gonna definitely keep them Nike boots.
Right. Okay. You know what? I like that. Shout out to my public transportation bus drivers, man. Y'all been rocking them for 2 decades. I like that.
You know, it's a staple right there. Get the job done. Hey, shout out to Ari Lennox, you know.
Listen.
Another one from here.
Dreamville Princess herself, bro. She go crazy. I saw her in Rocky City.
Oh, yeah?
Crazy.
I don't think I've ever seen her live yet. I would definitely love to do that. I love her voice. Like
coming near you.
It's so unique. And then when I found out she was actually from here, it just blew my mind. Because I'm like, I guess unfortunately, nobody was really documenting the come up back then.
You know what? I find that so interesting. Her, along with a number of artists, came up in like what I would call, and a lot of people will call, the DMV golden age for like R&B and hip hop, because it was her, it was Shock Lizzie, it was No Savage was first coming up, well, the rapper was still hot. You know, it was a lot of people that were really making some noise. You know, looking back, in comparison to where it's become today, what would you say has been so consistent about the DMV music scene that people just have no choice but to tap into it?
So the interesting thing about the DMV music scene is just like, it's always been, what do you want to say, like a stage of discovery. Like whether it's 10 years ago, 20 years ago, it's always something going on. It's always a new type of sound. And I guess a lot of people from here, if you would ask them, we haven't really gotten that look yet, besides like Wale and a couple other people. But as a region entirely, like, you know, like the West Coast or like the South, Atlanta, even like New York, East Coast hip hop, or whatever region it may be, just to be represented from this region as a whole, I think it's still something to be coming. But you know, when it's gonna happen, who knows? But I think it's our duty as artists from this area to just keep it pushing and just be ready for that time when it does happen.
I can feel that, man.
Music Soul Child.
Ooh.
Almost, how could I forget about him? Like, he was definitely a big staple.
Him, look, people sleep on that Philly R&B scene that was coming out like that.
Are you from Philly?
Early, yeah, it was him, Jill Scott. It was a couple of other but man, listen, that Philly scene
hits right here.
Crazy. Listen, that was back when they was selling ringtones for $1.29.
Ah, yeah, you're right.
I'm trying to tell you,
buddy, teach me. This He definitely one of my favorite artists.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're just now starting out your vinyl collection.
Yeah, actually, I never really. The last time I've been around vinyls for real was like elementary school. Like you might see teachers with a vinyl record in a classroom, but even my dad had some vinyls, but I never really seen his vinyl player. So he might have just had vinyls from when he was collecting, whatever time he was collecting in. But when we moved to Maryland from DC, he brought everything with him. But yeah, I always seen them, but I had no way to actually like play them or test them or even hear them. So they were just like souvenirs in a sense.
All right.
But
So,
nah, yeah, I mean, I'm just now starting my new vinyl journey.
so as a beginner, what's some of the early advice you can give to others looking to start their own collection?
Oh man, I heard don't get one of them suitcase vinyl players. I heard they not really good, but I say for me, like it's two parts to this. Like you got some of the vinyls where the cover art is just so immaculate, it's just so good to look at. You might want to hold it as like a showcase, put it on your wall, maybe just have it on like a shelf or something. Then you got the ones where you actually want to listen to.
Okay.
And like the thing that's interesting too is like the sound quality that's different coming out of the vinyl versus like digital music.
Mhm.
It kind of sounds better to me too. So like, you know, it's two
Nah,
sides. Like you want to listen to it or you just want to hold it, you know, show it off to people when they come visit your spot or your house.
I can feel that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
for me, I think I'm gonna be the type to where, you know, I wouldn't mind pulling out a vinyl, having it play through the speakers. We got some company over, or even when you just by yourself, want like vibe out versus just like pulling up the Bluetooth speaker and playing something off the digital age.
Okay. So, if if you were to, start from square one, what's one album that just has to be in your collection, no matter what?
Shoot, like it ain't even gotta be R&B, but for one, it's gotta be that Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh,
Yeah, like
that's tough.
I gotta have one of those.
That's tough. Like that's a certified classic right there.
Yeah, like there's no denying that. A lot of the albums I came up on, probably from the 2000s on up, like I was just, I don't know if they call that the golden age of hip hop or whatever they might consider. It probably depends on the person. Man, like shout out to Solange.
For sure.
But
So,
yeah, it really depends on the person.
so what would you consider to be the best age of hip hop?
I would say the 2000s up until like maybe 2011, probably.
Okay.
So from early 2000 to 2011.
Okay. So everything from the Nelly era, the 50 Cent era,
Yes, sir.
Kanye,
Yeah,
T-Pain era, ringtone era,
for sure.
Plies with the SWAT meet
For
grills
sure.
era. Okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it. I love it. I come up with that. Personally, my favorite is the 2010s.
2010s. Okay.
The 20. I'm not gonna hold you like it used to be. Hey, that hotels go crazy.
Nah, Jasmine Sullivan she's a gem. Like her voice, her vocal abilities, her songwriting. I feel like more people need to get hip.
Sure. But yeah, 2010s, man, that blog era is just something that I don't think many people are gonna be able to repeat again. That level of freedom and I think it was so much opportunity for discovery that it was a number of folks that was able to organically be creative and get traction in an unbelievable pace. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It was just so many. It was so many great things that came out of the mixtape era before the mixtape era merged into the streaming era.
You know, the interesting thing about the blogger, I would say, is because it's like we were kind of being fed almost like, you know, playlist curation today, but you didn't have so many sources of like music discovery. So the blogger was highlighting people. Shoot, for one, people were actually visiting blogs. Like
Yeah.
let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Actually like reading articles and everything like that too though. But
Used to be a time.
I'm
Used
trying
to be a time.
to I used to go on like thisis50.com, shoot
Whoa, you speak about late. What?
fucking hotnewhiphop.com. This is hip hop, whatever it was back in the day. Like those websites really mattered, and it's just like that's how you would get discovered at certain artist projects. and music coming out. But I feel like that's probably why it was so special. Cause like you see somebody getting highlighted. Rihanna, of course, that's a gem.
Hell yeah, that rated R.
But yeah, you was getting highlighted by the blogs, the journalists back then too. It's kind of like, yo, shoot, kind of like you damn near on.
You know, it's interesting that you bring that up. You know, with yourself being an independent artist, when releasing music today, what are some of the, let me ask this in a better way. Being an independent artist, when it's time to release music, what are the placements that you would say are the most impactful?
So it's interesting today because what I've been noticing, like even just rewinding a bit, talking about how people not really reading today. When it comes to placements and like impact, it's almost unfortunate, but it's really like social media, other people's platforms or other people's social media accounts. Like I would have more impact being placed on Revolt's Instagram account versus their actual website.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But okay, all right.
So like, them sharing the actual music or even like a visual we shot would do a lot better than somebody typing up an article and putting it on the Revolt website or any website, for example. Like the only thing that really, I would say I really felt one time I was featured on Lyrical Lemonade.
Okay.
And then a producer reached out and I still work with him to this day. Shout out to Harrison. But yeah, we got some tracks that we made and he discovered me through that Lyrical Lemonade article. So I'm not saying it's completely dead. It really just depends on who's checking out what platforms and outlets. But social media accounts, other people sharing it. I feel like, everything's kind of like word of mouth now. So people would rather see somebody they follow or trust their opinions of, if you're sharing this, maybe it's something I need to check out too. And that's way more valuable.
All right. Well, shoot. I'm not even gonna hold you. I didn't ran through this whole side, man. You ready to go into another section, man?
Yes, sir. Like as much as I love R&B, hip hop is my background. So let's get into it.
Let's go ahead and get in the rap section, man.
Hip hop.
Yes, sir. Back section in the stove.
And I can really talk about some things.
So you ready to get into some real questions?
We can dive into this.
All right, man. Let's see. Random question I got for you.
Oh, Bucks, man. Devin the dude? Like, come on. Where the camera at? This is what we doing right here.
We couldn't even get to the first question because that boy, what you know about that? That's some old 90s type.
And I would say, yeah, hanging around like my friends' parents. They were the ones who might have came up on that, so they know, maybe because their parents was playing it too. But even like, shout out to the 420 community and whatnot. Like, you can't not know Devin the dude and be a stoner if you want, apply that label to yourself.
All right. So what's your favorite strain then?
Oh man, like all Bucks.
We getting that thing that killed John Wayne with your favorite strain, bro.
The thing that I enjoyed the most was, that sour diesel, that New York diesel. That take me back to a time like that was really that and like Gorilla Glue.
Oh my gosh, SoundCloud was popping. My mixtapes was still one of the most downloaded.
Hold on. We got Beast Mode.
Boy.
Beast Mode Future.
All right. So that boy a Future fanatic.
Oh, you can't deny Future. Like,
okay,
my man on a what kind of run?
Still in a run.
They might be mad.
You gotta say it. You gotta keep it.
Might be on that Lil Wayne run. You feel me? Like project after project.
I'm not gonna hold you. Look, and he's still going. That's the crazy because
and still going.
Beast Mode Monster that came out end of 2014. So that's 10. So 10 years. 10 years right. Is crazy. All right.
Yeah, time be flying, yo.
Give me your favorite project from Future out of this 10-year run we've been in.
Oh, man. Dirty Sprite 2.
Dirty Sprite 2.
I didn't even have to think about it.
All right. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm a little biased. I like R&B Future. Hendrix is the way to go. I'm sorry.
You know,
Hendrix is the way to go.
that would probably come close because the R&B future do be like, it's so interesting how even with this latest project, We Don't Trust You and We Still Don't Trust You. So this was more like hit rap oriented.
Yeah.
And then We Still Don't Trust You was kind of like that R&B future.
Yeah.
And they had some nice joints on there too. Shout out to 56 Nights. Shout out to DJ Esco, man. Like, come on, young.
Man, it's wrong what they did to that boy. You heard about the story behind that title?
Well, he was like trapped somewhere.
He
in
was
prison
trapped.
or something.
Yeah, so
Country.
they had him locked in Dubai. I guess they was trying to sneak some of that thing that killed John Wayne. And you know, he got cased up trying to get through customs. They kept him for 56 nights. And then like what they say is they kept the drive that had all of Future's music.
Kevin Gates. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Did he ever get that drive back? That's what came out of 56 Nights.
Well, nah, that's what made him drop all of DS2, Dirt, whatchamacallit, Monster, what is it? Goddamn 56 Nights. Everything after that came because he lost that drive.
Sheesh.
It just made him go harder.
I ain't mad at it.
That and Sierra.
Shout out to Gold Link. Definitely, hometown hero. I saw his concert for I can't remember the name. It might have been like At What Cost or something like that. His first project, but
Oh yeah,
man,
yeah.
he had the shit on lock. And he still can, but yeah, Gold Link, definitely a special one right there. Dang, what we got right here? Okay, Ghostface Killer.
Put that down. I don't know about that. Please wait for your time.
You know what's crazy though? That Wu-Tang series on Hulu allowed me to get hit.
Okay.
So I was like, I took that show and was like, ran it back to the music. I was like, all right, I see what y'all was doing. And like, they really produced that show well because it made me feel like not really a part of it, but I understood their journey. And it explained a lot. Shit, it even gave me like the blueprint for a couple things.
Okay. So considering yourself a student of the game, what are some of the closest hip hop stories that you relate to?
Oh man, closest hip hop story that I relate to. It's kind of like even just still talking about Wu-Tang, like how RZA was trying to do it, out of the trunk. Even they was taking their vinyls to the record shop. You feel me? Like that's a blueprint. I'm trying to pick up on and also follow the footsteps on. So, we got something special coming soon, and that's gonna be one of the plans I definitely plan to incorporate.
Okay. All right, man. So let's go ahead and dig into your own musical journey, man. As I recall it, it dates back to Christmas Day 2013 when we dropped that viral mixtape, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, shoot.
Okay.
A viral mixtape was more so like it was like a taste. It was like a test, trying to see what I could do. EP, if you want to call it that, but just kind of like a couple songs together. I was in New York when I put majority of that together, and just like back when I used to spend some summer times up there. I think I even like dropped it, uploaded it to the DSP while I was up there in New York. But Key Glock, yeah, Yellow Tape, shout out to Glizzock. But yeah, that was the start for real. Just trying to figure out, what I can do with this music thing, how people really receive to it, and that started the journey. I don't really like to, I don't know, maybe like highlight that because, of course, anybody you listen to their old stuff is kind of like, damn, I sound so crazy back then.
I mean, I think
But
that's
that was
being
the
an
start.
artist.
Yeah, that was the start.
I think when when you start anything, looking at your early work and making progression along the way, you start to cringe naturally. At some sudden, you're like, man, I could be doing so much better than I am.
That's the word, cringe. Hey, shout out to Lil Kim. You can't deny the success that is Lil Kim, but yeah, you know what I mean. She did a thing and kind of like set the way forward for a lot of people moving forward.
All right. So looking back at your viral mixtape, we go fast forward. What was it? 9 years where we dropped that last album that Rags to Riches.
Harlem World.
Mace.
One of the sickest MCs
ever.
Boy. Ever.
Kept the lights on that.
So player, so smooth. Like, nah, he really did.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to Mace. Really did keep them lights on. But
All right, man. So let's get back into this exclusive you was telling me about, bro. You got me excited about what you got in store for the fans, man. What's up?
So even like touching back on that Wu-Tang thing I was talking about, creating a product and getting it into the shelves of the stores, the hands of the people. So I would like to definitely unveil a vinyl, a special vinyl that we got coming soon. Slow down and smoked out too.
Slow down, smoked out two on the way. I already got that fresh off
Now, I mean,
assembly line.
this is the first unveiling. Ain't nobody seen this yet. I'm really excited about it. Our first attempt at making vinyl. So something real special. I can't wait to get this in the people's hands. Even just unveil it. Like the artwork is dope. Something you might want to just hang up on your wall, maybe.
No, that artwork is crazy, bro. I'm not gonna hold you. Well, a lot of independent artists, don't exactly make vinyl releases. What was one of the big reasons why you wanted to put out physical music with this project?
So it's interesting because even like back in the day, I used to like make the physical CDs. Like I always believed in like having something physical to give to the fans or even just consumers in general. And like it's funny because a lot of people still hit me up telling me, I still got their CD shrink wrap. They ain't even open it yet. But to them, it's like a collectible item or just something to say like, yo, I was around or I had that when he was on the come up. And now to see him, doing great big things, like I said, I was a part of that journey. And like, really, that's kind of like what I put on the back here, this purchase signifies your willingness to support the journey. And like, you able to say you got one of these, you able to say like, you either really knew me, you was around, you supported me, or like, you was hit before the rest of the world. So just touching on that,
That's a tough one.
something tangible to hold, something to have physical in your hands. We figured like let's go with this vinyl thing, but the reinsurgence that's going on right now, if I want to call it that.
Yeah, no, for real.
People going vinyl for vinyl on social media right now, showing off their collection. The goal is to have this collection and other people's collection.
Nah, for real. You gotta get that before they sell out, bro. Oh,
Yeah,
God. Hey,
yeah.
make sure y'all tap in. Get this joint while it's still hot, bro. We got it fresh in the stores for y'all. Y'all see what's going on.
Slow down and smoked out too. So we got side A, side B. Really, the interesting thing about this too, this is like the chopped and screwed project. So, for all my people who like chopped and screwed music, a lot of the singles I put out remixed specifically just for this, series of mixtapes or I guess project wise, with a special bonus at the end, 12. I don't know what that 12th track is. You just gonna have to find out when you actually, dive into it.
Oh man, look, we gotta see what's going on with that last one.
Maybe a little hint on the shirt. I don't know, you feel me?
Easter eggs.
Easter eggs, yo.
Use your mental.
Just question marks on number 12. So, you buy this, let me know if you find out what that 12th track is. You feel me? And of course, I got one special for you today too,
Brand new.
Can't bring this without giving it to you, put it in your hands too. So
Also, I'm giving me a
for sure.
Oh, this
is
crazy.
you right here, brother. Yeah.
Going right on the wall. You feel what I'm saying? I got my collection. And it's going in my collection.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, so even right here, Nas, Illmatic. Like we can't skip over this. Not only like he started the trend, at least I think he started the trend of putting like baby pictures on your cover. And then like when I listen to this, to hear how he was able to make such music at like what was like 17.
Nah, for real.
Like
Young Prodigy.
Young Prodigy, for real. This is crazy. Like the stuff he was talking about, his lyrical ability, the type of music he was able to create at such a young age. Like it's really inspirational and just like shows you once you got it, you got it.
Feel that? All right.
I mean, it was written, if I ruled the world. Is that on this? Yep, of course. Yeah, this is on that. Shout out to him and Lauryn Hill for that track. One of my favorite Nas tracks.
All right. So what's that standard 90s golden age album you would say can't live without?
Can't live without 90s. It's like a tie. Like, and it's so crazy because it's such a vast difference between each other. But like, Nas or even like Snoop Dogg, Doggy Style album. Like that's shoot, even Dr. Dre, yo, like I ain't gonna hold you, yeah.
Wait, listen, that's Chronic?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like if I can pick more West Coast albums, like that was definitely a heavy influence for me too.
All right. So judging by the what is it? Judging by that Miley Cyrus joint,
Oh man.
that's off that debut project, and dental floss references that you've been putting in your new music. You are no stranger to strip clubs. So I would love to know what's your favorite one. First hand,
Favorite strip club?
what's your favorite?
Oh man. So the first time I was at a strip club around here, PG County, shout out to Baz and Crew. Like if you was around, you know about that one. But yeah, that that was some interesting times at that place. Even what's the other joint? Fuegos in Hyattsville, Maryland.
Fuegos.
Yeah. Are they still around? Like I don't even know. Like yeah. Dang, we can't. We got T.I. Urban Legend right here. Can't forget this. Like T.I., he was on a run too, like an amazing run. From this to like all the way up to like the King album.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Okay, okay. What's your favorite city to visit?
Oh man, the visit. It's New York for sure. Definitely New York. Like
Everybody says New York. Like
you go to New York,
crazy.
it's like the energy you feel, the fast pace of everything, just like it just feel like a whole another country or something like that. So, I go up there, I get inspired so easily to come back down and like, want to bring that back to the hometown or even like create some new ideas or sounds. And I go up there, it's just different. The energy, you feel like somebody put a battery in your back and you just want to go hard about everything.
It's got that effect on people. I ain't gonna hold you, but I mean,
Shout out to Wale.
I'm about to say you can get the. I know it's that same feeling being here in DC. Like, is it just different just being in the epicenter of everything going on?
Fortunately, I would disagree that maybe because like I'm from here and I spent all my time here
Okay,
and I actually live here. So sometimes you take
true.
your backyard for granted. Like even like the museums we got and whatnot. There's a whole bunch of
True.
museums in DC I still ain't hit up yet because I feel like it's there. But like I might have like my cousins come visit or whatever, and they be geeked to see the museums. I'm like, damn, like we going somewhere I ain't never even been yet. And I've been here my whole life, and it took y'all for me to get you know to get me to go visit this thing. So I don't know. Over here, I just feel like real complacent, real comfortable, and sometimes that ain't really a good. I don't know what I want to use like a good a boost to get you in that creative zone.
I can feel that. I can feel that. All right. So piggybacking off your last answer, would you care to explain what exactly is the 3-day PG tour?
I had a 3-day PG tour, so sometimes a weekend is all you need. So for my out of towners who be coming into town, they want to see what PG's about. But I might take her around Largo, might take her around Riverdale, might take her around Bowie, and then of course you got to hit DC, which ain't technically PG, but you got to show off DC too though. But
That's true. That's
when that Monday come. Time to hop back on that plane, hop back on that train, go do your thing. But, for the weekend you are around, I'm gonna show you around.
And then after the weekend is done,
Oh, and then we keep in touch.
drop her
Maybe.
off. That's
Yeah, drop her off.
All right, man. So as we wrap up, going into this next year, 2025, what do you have your sights set on accomplishing or getting your hands involved in?
2025. So the big goal lately is like figure out music placement and sync placement. So I'm trying to get my music in like TV shows, trying to get it in movies, trailers, all that. So like, even video games. Like I came up on video games back then. That was just so important, hearing your track or a track in a video game like Need for Speed Underground, for example.
True, true, true.
As soon as that joint started, you was hearing Lil Jon from the window to the wall. And like that's before like I didn't really have internet in my house. So like my access to music was either through like, video games or a CD somebody would let me borrow. So like, I still remember that. That was trying to do that. I'm planning to take this talent up to New York. So, planning a little move, spend some time up there and make some connections, shake the hands.
All right, all right. Last question. It's been clear that you definitely put some years into your career thus far. Along your journey, man, what are some of the things that you learned the most about yourself?
Oh man, I would say I really learned how not to give up. Like persistence, maybe that's the word I want to use, or even just belief, like strong belief that it's gonna work. Even like, growing these locks. Like my mom want me to cut them every day. But I stick with it because, I love it. But that also ties into just like, not quitting, not giving up on something you really want, to achieve. And if you believe in it, there's no reason to stop. So I would say I really learned how to keep going, how to get uncomfortable, how to make things happen. So, my younger self probably would have never seen this coming, but definitely that now.
For sure. You damn sure doing it, damn.
Appreciate you.
Going.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you stopping by for my advice, man.